I can't believe it was 2 years ago when RacQuelle of MH Family Adventures joined me on my solo cruise chat live to talk about her first experience as a solo cruiser. She booked many more afterwards while still continuing to cruise with family and friends. But what was her transition like going from group cruiser to solo cruiser? Let's revisit this conversation to find out. Welcome to my solo cruise chat live. Thank you so much for being here. So now it's time to get down to business. So let me read the bio of my guest. So my guest today is RacQuelle from MH Family Adventures. Now, RacQuelle is part of the MH Family Adventures cruising channel, and they've been on YouTube for almost 2 years now. So now they started off as a cooking channel before moving on to cruising. RacQuelle's been cruising for she's been on about 20 cruises total since she started cruising in 2019. And that is with the 2-year cruising pause. In everyday life, RacQuelle has been an elementary school administrator, educator for the last 18 years, along with being a cruiser, content creator, and owner of Major Adventures Travel Agency, where cruising is their specialty. So why do they do it? RacQuelle wants her and her family, have a mission to inspire others, particularly people and families of color, to travel and to show that it can be affordable. Because RacQuelle grew up not being able to travel, and she is thankful to be able to provide these experiences now for her family and for others. So let me see, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to Sig Lido Day from MH Family Adventures. Hello,
Virginia. Hi. Hello, everyone.
Okay.
Can you see me okay? Can you hear me?
I can see you and I can hear you. If everyone, someone can give us a thumbs up or, something to make sure that you can hear both of us. Okay. That's good. So am I RacQuelle? Am I saying it correctly?
Yes, it's RacQuelle. I get all kinds of things, but it's RacQuelle. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Well, I am so glad that you agreed to join me today to talk about your first solo cruise. And I'm so excited because it's your first solo cruise. It's something about, solo cruisers, when they take that first one, I'm always excited to hear about the experience, what they think, and especially when they've only cruised with other people. So before we get into everything, so just in case, I just want to know if you can tell us a little bit about who you are and about your YouTube channel, what that's all about.
Okay. I have to say, I'm just so nervous. I really appreciate you having me on. I really do appreciate it. I'm usually not too nervous, but I feel really nervous sitting here. But thanks to all of our viewers and subscribers who are here today. I'm RacQuelle from MH Family Adventures. Cruising channel. As Cheryl mentioned, we started off as a cooking channel and gradually turned into cruising. During the COVID shutdown, we enjoyed watching a lot of other cruise content creators, and we decided, hey, why not expand our channel, which really wasn't doing anything with the cooking, but it's myself and my husband Ron and our 3 children, Andrew, Dice, and Joe Marie. And so we just love to cruise, and I kind of picked up the hobby of vlogging during the shutdown because schools were shut down at the time, and I was like, okay, I kind of like this. I kind of like the vlogging, and it started as a cooking channel because I love to cook and I'm a pretty good cook. And I would always get people, I post a lot on social media, what I'm cooking, what I'm doing. And people were like, you just need to create a YouTube channel. So when the shutdown happened, I had a lot of time on my hands and I was like, well, let's give this a try. But if you go back to some of those videos, it just did not, it did not do what we hoped it would do. But from there, we just decided, I really like cruising. The teacher in me wants to share things and explain things. So it just kind of felt natural once our first cruise vlog was actually last September on Carnival Sunrise. That was our very first cruise vlog. And after watching that, after editing, I was like, I kind of like doing this. I like being able to explain to others how to cruise and what to do and share tips and different things. So we're just a cruising channel. We love to cruise. We love to travel. That's about it. And yes, I also own a travel agency. I've had it for the last almost 2 years, Major Adventures Travel, where I specialize in cruising only. So I don't do anything with like all-inclusive resorts or anything, just cruising. Mm-hmm.
All right. So the first live was the one that we met on, or kind of in the steakhouse. I waved at you because I recognized
Yes.
you, I think on Instagram or something like that. So I didn't realize that was the first cruise or the first cruise that you vlogged.
That was the first cruise that I vlogged. So prior to that one, I think I had only done 3 cruises prior to that. My first one was on Carnival Sensation. Didn't vlog it, had no clue about cruising. And then I think we did Carnival Imagination and then Carnival Victory, and then we had the shutdown. And then once I was truly inspired by a lot of the vloggers out there because I was watching cruise videos nonstop during the shutdown because I missed it so much, and that really inspired me.
And then you just went so crazy because afterwards,
I did.
I saw you did. Wait, you did 19. Well, I know you did 20 since 2019, but how many since the shutdown?
Actually, it's 17 since the shutdown. So started cruising 2019. I got on Carnival Sensation for a girls trip. So 20 total. This solo cruise on MSC was my 20th cruise. So 17 cruises since the restart.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So since doing cruises with family and friends, then you decided to do a solo cruise. So how did it come about? Did you decide to do a solo cruise, or sometimes, planning things fall through and you end up doing a solo cruise? So
yeah. Well, yeah. So kind of both things, actually. It was kind of planned that way, then it wasn't. So if you haven't been following along on our channel, we had a hashtag Major Summer Vacay 2022, where we took 8 cruises over the course of 2 months. And being a travel agent, thankfully, I'm afforded, some really great deals, sometimes free cruises and different things like that. And so I got an offer from MSC to cruise for free. And I kind of debated whether we were going to try to plan it as a family cruise. But honestly, after cruising this summer, I was like, I just need some time to just relax, just myself, because it's a lot of work cruising. I mean, when you're cruising and you're cruising with family and you're vlogging and doing all of that, I don't think it's overwhelming, but it's just not I really wanted to just take some time just to relax. And so I decided that I would go ahead and book it over Labor Day weekend and just extend that weekend. So I went solo.
So what are your overall thoughts about the solo cruising experience?
I absolutely loved it. I went into it so nervous. I wasn't too sure if that was going to be the thing for me. There's my family. There's that was us in Seattle.
Okay.
Yep, representing Melanin at Sea. But yeah, so I absolutely loved it. It was a lot of fun. All of my fears, the things that I thought would happen, didn't happen. There were so many other solo cruisers on board that I never really felt alone. And ironically, I had a high school friend that was on the cruise ship. So
wow. And that wasn't
yes,
planned or anything.
that was not planned at all. And so got on board, ran into her, and then so it was I was solo, but I still did my solo things, but there were a couple times where we met up on the ship. So that was kind of a sigh of relief, honestly, because I was I don't know if I can go this long without really talking to people. I'm an introvert as well, so I was I don't know how I can do this, and yeah, but I absolutely loved it.
Okay, so we have a question from LF McKinley. Once you build up more with traveling, would you add a few cooking vlogs in every now and then?
Yeah, I think we started actually having this discussion on whether we were going to add in some cooking or if we were going to maybe create a separate channel. I do think we might incorporate a little bit of that from time to time because with me being a school administrator, my cruising season is really summer and then those breaks. So I'll have some times where I don't have a whole lot of cruise content. But with us cruising 8 to 10 times over the summer, I'm going to try to stretch that out. But yeah, my plan would be to get back to cooking because that is one of my favorite things to do. I love to cook. And yeah, I would love to share that. And maybe now that I have quite a few subscribers and our channel's growing, more people would take on to some of those cooking vlogs.
Do you have a favorite meal to cook or a favorite cuisine?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm from the South, so anything Southern, anything smothered in gravy, biscuits, I love anything Southern. That's my specialty. I love to bake. I'm not the best decorator, but I love to bake cakes and cupcakes and things like that. But anything Southern, Creole, anything like that, I love.
And I probably can't eat your cooking. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm hearing
that's
right.
So
but like some seafood gumbo. Is that? There's no gluten in gumbo. It doesn't sound like it. I don't think. Right?
No, there shouldn't be.
Okay.
Well, it depends on how you make your roux. So it depends on how you make your roux. You would have some flour in there. Yeah.
Okay, so now I know when did you go on this solo cruise? And it was MSC, right?
Yeah, so it was MSC. It was actually just about a little over 3 weeks ago. I was there for Labor Day weekend. It was a 4-day cruise. It went to their private island and also to Nassau, Bahamas. So 4-day quick cruise. I debated whether I was going to do a full week, but I wasn't sure whether I would be okay for a full week without my family. So I just made it just the short 4-day cruise.
So what do you think now? Would you ever book a full week solo? Do you think you can do it now?
I think so. Honestly, I'm already booked on another solo cruise, but I'm kind of debating it because there was a period when I was on the cruise where I started feeling like, I was missing my family. And because I'm not the type to really go up and approach people to have conversation, I started getting a little lonely. So I don't know. So I'm already booked on a 7-day solo cruise, but I might change it up. I might shorten it up a little bit.
Okay. All right. Hello to your favorite couple. And and she's saying hello. They're saying hello.
Hello.
So Maggie says, I'm cooking an unstuffed cabbage roll casserole in the crock pot. That sounds good.
That does sound good. I love cabbage.
I love cabbage too.
I love cabbage.
Maggie, we want something more Maggie.
I do too.
Okay. And that was going to be my other question. Like, did you ever feel lonely? From me as a solo cruiser, because I don't have a family or, a husband and kids, I'm cool with, going solo and not having that lonely feeling or not missing, my, immediate family, husband and kids. But so how was that for you?
That was probably the hardest part for me because we do everything usually as a family. We're you see us out and about, we're almost always together. So that was hard for me. I was able to communicate with them, by chatting and video chat and things like that, but it's just not the same than, being around them. And so I did get a little, I felt like I was getting a little lonely, a little sad, but then as soon as I got back home, I'm like, why didn't I do a 7-day cruise? So I think I would do a 7-day, but the one that I currently have booked is actually for my 40th birthday in July, and I was going to cruise out of Europe. So I was going to do a solo, but then I started doing the math, and I was like, well, if I don't like 7 days away, it's going to be more like 2 weeks because flying over and trying to adjust to the time change. So we're debating. I'm debating on whether I'm going to actually take that one or not.
Yeah, I think that would be quite a bit. And then from your vlogs, I love your family vlogs. You see, I comment all the time because you guys are, just so together, so interactive, and I mean, you do so much together. I can actually understand where, going from that to solo, I would see that as being a difficult thing to do, not
Hmm.
having people around, when you're on a cruise. So, yeah.
Right.
Okay, so LF McKinley, did you do excursions and did you book with the ship? Which was one of my questions too.
Okay, so yeah, I did. I actually booked one excursion with the ship, which was a snorkeling excursion at their private island. It was like a secluded island snorkeling, but they canceled it because we had a rain shower right before. It was like one of those 2-minute Caribbean rain showers, and it cleared up, and they canceled it. So I was disappointed in that. But then in Nassau, I've been to Nassau probably 10 times this year already. But I always try to get off the ship and try to find something to do. I didn't plan an excursion, and I did that intentionally because I'm a planner by nature. And so I tend to like to plan things out. And I'm like, you know what, for this solo cruise, I'm just going to kind of fly and figure out what I want to do. So I got up that morning and said, I'm just going to walk through Nassau and make a few stops. So if you follow me on Instagram, you saw, I think I made 5 different stops.
Okay.
So I just kind of walked and I went and stopped and I had lunch. And then I went, I found a day pass on resortforaday.com and went to Serenity Beach right there, right across from the cruise terminal, right there by Junkanoo Beach. But it was secluded. There were only like maybe 5 people there. So that was really nice. So yeah, I did go off and explore Nassau. I did get a bit nervous though, because at one point I decided I had probably 4 or 5 hours before I had to return to the ship. And I'm like, I'm just going to walk. I'm going to find me some rum cakes. And I started walking, and then I walked into an area that I'm like, I probably should turn around. So I did turn around, and I went back to the ship kind of early, but it was nice to be able to just walk. I felt safe. I tried to make sure that when I was walking, I wasn't walking down like any, areas that looked rough or any like alleys or anything. And I always tried to make sure that I was with like a group. So I would kind of just linger to the front or the back of a group so it looked like I was with others. I didn't walk off on my own.
Okay. And Alisa has a question. Hello, Alisa's Adventures in Cruising. Did you try anything different than the activities you enjoyed with your family? Good question.
Yeah, I got the drink package. I wouldn't, I'm not a big drinker at all, but I never had the drink package. And I'm like, you know what? I'm rolling solo. I can sit back, I can drink, I can go to sleep, whatever. So yeah, I got the drink package. That was an adventure for me. Yeah, because I just don't drink like that. But I would go to the bar and I tried pretty much everything on the bar. Might just take a sip or two just to try it, to say, I had it. So I did that. That was definitely an experience. And I liked MSC because you can use their drink package on the island. So that was kind of nice to be able to, yeah. So that was something different that I don't like. That was my first time ever purchasing a drink package.
Okay.
And yeah, pretty much, I guess just exploring on my own, just walking. That's something that I wouldn't do with my family. Just, having the little ones, dragging them along without a plan is sometimes, rough. But yeah, the drink package was fun.
Okay. Yeah, that could be an adventure. So, yeah. And I want to say hello to Miss Queen Rowe. Thank you for joining.
Hello.
And let's see. Okay. That's Eddie is saying hello to everyone in house. Hello, Eddie. Thank you so much for joining us. I did have a question. I'll get to Maggie's question. I had a question about. Okay, so the solo cruise. Are you backed up, or when will we see those solo cruise vlogs?
So right now, oh my gosh, I have to think what I'm working on right now. Right now, I'm working on Carnival Valor. I think I have a couple more videos for that. That was the girls' trip from the summer, and then I'll be getting into MSC. So probably in about a week and a half, you'll start seeing those vlogs come out.
Okay, I'm back in February on my vlog, so I got several cruises. So you're doing great.
Yeah.
All right. So Maggie asked, as a travel agent, what excursions would you recommend for Cabo?
Honestly, I have not had a chance to visit Cabo yet. We actually have a cruise out next summer that I have on the plans that will visit Cabo. So at this time, I don't have any recommendations, but I'll post on my channel once I figure out what our plan is when we visit there.
Okay, Foodie Vacation says it's on the Divina internet is kind of slow. Did you experience, what was your internet experience like
I
on?
felt like the internet was pretty good when I sailed. It was better. It was more reliable, honestly, than like Carnival or Royal. So I didn't really have any major issues with the internet. It felt like it was running pretty well. I was able to chat. That was the most important thing, being able to video chat with my family. So that worked out.
Okay, all right. So Foodie Vacation, she's on a solo. So I know you're having a great time. So I
Hmm.
definitely want to hear about it when you get back. All right. Let's see. In better half of me. Okay. Hi, ladies. I booked the cruise next year for my birthday, but then told a friend we have solo cabins, and I told her we don't want to have to do everything. We don't have to do everything together. So solo-ish. And the next one alone, better half of me. I am the same, the same way. And that's why Jennifer, when we were on the Mardi Gras, we got along so well because we both have the same cruising style. And that's one thing that I noticed, that a lot of solo cruisers that I've met, everybody has a different solo cruising style. Some solo cruisers like to get on the ship and meet other people and hang out with them, all the time. And some just like, being in, just passing, they just like knowing who's on the ship or, talking. So what type of solo cruiser? I know it's just been one solo cruise, but if you
Hmm.
were to solo cruise again, what type of solo cruiser are you?
Okay. Well, I'm not, like I said, I'm an introvert, so I'm not the one to start conversation. But if someone comes to me to talk, I'm willing to do that. Usually, like with my family, I plan things out like to a T, and I already know, like I'm looking at the daily agenda, and I know which shows I want to go to. But I feel like going solo, I didn't really plan anything. I just kind of would look to see, oh, it's this time. Oh, what's going on now? And I would just go there. And that's nice to be able to do because, with the family, you have to plan to make sure you're dressed and kids are clean or whatever. And I was just able just to kind of free for all wherever I wanted to go, whatever I wanted to do. So I think that would probably be my solo cruising style, just to get on the ship and just do whatever I feel like I want to do. And I like to do I like to do all the shows. I like to go to like any of the like trivia and bingo, things like that. The casino's big for me. So just whatever's on the agenda, I try to get to as much as possible.
Okay. Did you like the experience of not planning? Some people are they like the experience of planning everything. So did you like not planning and just getting up and doing whatever?
For this cruise, I did enjoy not planning. And I think, again, that was because I had just got off of like 8 or 9 cruises from the summer where I did so much planning. But I do think like the one that I currently have on the books for next summer, I would probably over plan for that because I like to take advantage of my time away and see as much as I can see, do as much as I can do, experience new things. So for this one, it was just, I'm here to relax, and whatever happens is going to happen. But I do think moving forward, I probably would plan out my solo cruise.
Okay. Now, the next question I want to ask about your family and their thoughts on solo cruising. Were they concerned, especially like for your safety, like you
Hmm.
cruising alone?
Yeah, my husband was more so concerned than the kids. The kids, weren't too concerned. Just me being out. I think more so not when I'm on the ship, but just being out and about. I think with my husband, I probably made him concerned because I tend to watch like Investigation Discovery, and there's this cruise ship killer show. He's sitting over here, and he's watched that with me. So I think in his mind, he was like, don't go out on the balcony at night, or don't. So I think he was more worried and concerned than the kids. The kids were just curious to know what I was doing and like who was I talking to. Like, did you meet anyone? They were curious about that. He was just, when you go out and about, like I have pretty good street smarts and kind of know what to do, what not to do. But I think he was more concerned about that.
Okay. And we
Hmm.
have a comment from Peggy. I booked a solo cruise on the Jubilee for November 23rd. I will see you there, Peggy. Aren't you going to be on there too, aren't you?
I will be there.
Oh, yeah. So, before I had my first cruise, I was having panic attacks on the recent cruise on Carnival. Oh no. Okay, so now I'm nervous about the cruise next year, and I don't. Yeah. Ugh, goodness, panic attacks. I hate to hear that,
Mhm.
and I hope I hope it's something that you're able to overcome. I know I enjoy cruising, but I know some people and it's like you have to get a feel for you and what your experience is or what you prefer and what you like. So I do hope that you're able to join us on the cruise on November 20 in 2023 on the Jubilee. So
Yeah, and then I think too, just to add to that, like just knowing what caused that anxiety, what caused you to be anxious. I know, like I've had some clients that they got anxious because there was so much to do and they didn't know where to go, what to do. So just maybe pinpointing exactly what caused that anxiety and create a plan for it, cruising in November, because it's going to be a great cruise. Actually, that one is already sold out. So that that first sailing on Jubilee in 2023 next year, yeah, it's already sold out. So definitely try to get on board if you can. And yeah, there will be a lot of us there. We'll be on board, so you can, always hang out with us.
Yes, and there's a lot of people that I heard that have booked that cruise. So if anxiety is, if it's dealing with, people or anything, you're gonna have a lot of friends on
Right.
that cruise. So so yeah, I do hope you're able to join. So Alisa has another question. Have you done any other foodie tour excursions? If so, any you recommend?
Yeah, so I've done food tour excursions. My favorite one would have been in San Juan, Puerto Rico. They have some amazing food there. I can't recall the name of the tour, but if you look at I actually have, I think maybe before the first cruise vlog, I did vlog San Juan. So it's there, but I would say they had the best. I tend to not book foodie excursions only because I like to eat. And a lot of these, like I've done them in the past where you go and you get like a little bite, a little sample of something, and I want like a plate of food I want to eat. So I'll find like a locally recommended restaurant or something to go to and eat there rather than going to sample. But yeah, definitely if you're a foodie and you want something and it's one of the cruise ports that a lot of the ships go to, I would definitely say do it in San Juan.
Okay. And then from her, what type of cruiser she is. She loves meeting people, but she just roams so fast.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I do. I do a
Yeah.
lot. So yeah. So let's see. I had another question. Let's see. Okay. So okay. So going back. So did you feel safe as a solo cruiser? And did you take any more precautions that you would have done, like with your family? Is there anything extra that you did?
Overall, I felt safe. I went out on the open deck at night. I mean, I felt safe overall. The one thing that I probably did that I don't think I do with my family is like every time I went in the cabin, I would lock it and latch it. Don't know why, but as soon as I would get in there, even if it was just like a quick stop in to grab something, I locked the door and latched it. That was something different. But no, I felt like pretty much the same precautions that we would take as a family, I took during this cruise. Mm-hmm.
Uh, do you know what that is?
I do. I've been waiting for this.
I'm surprised that you didn't come on to the show and say, "Hey, I got to do the mustard drill."
Oh yeah, I've been waiting. I told my husband, I said, I hope she does the mustard drill.
I was waiting on that. I was like, one day somebody's gonna come on top of the show and say, "Hey, I need to do the mustard drill." But okay,
Right.
so you know what the mustard drill is. So I'm gonna say, so think of the questions from the perspective of a solo cruiser,
Okay.
or a regular cruiser with your family, or as a travel agent. All
Okay.
right? Okay, ready? All right, let's go. Okay. So favorite ship date,
Mardi Gras.
favorite type of excursion,
Snorkeling.
favorite ship activity,
Bingo.
Alaska or Caribbean,
Caribbean.
dining alone or sharing table,
Dining alone.
snorkel or sloths,
Ooh. Sloths.
oh, favorite cruise destination thus far.
St. Thomas.
Port days or sea days?
Sea days.
And it's, oh man, we didn't make it, but let's see, we didn't make it, but okay, so we had two more left. Solo cabin or regular cabin?
Probably regular cabin.
I think so. Okay.
I need space.
All right, and the last one was, oh wait, I gotta cue this up. Wait. I gotta find it. Okay, oh, okay, hold on. Because when I gotta show something when I ask this last question.
Oh, God.
Okay, let me make sure it's queued up. We gotta cue. Okay, all right. So, hammock or lounger?
Oh my gosh. Neither. Just put me in the sand. Just put me in the sand.
What happened here? What was
Oh my
going on?
gosh. You know what? I was trying to get that Instagram worthy shot. And I told the kids, I said, get ready to take my picture. And I don't know. I was sitting in it. I was just fine. All of a sudden, it just flipped me out of it. I don't know. So, yeah, I avoid hammocks. But
I saw that. I said, okay, yeah, that's definitely a mustard drill question.
but I don't like the loungers either. I don't find them to be comfortable. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So, do we have any more questions? If not, I have a ton. So, let me see. It's we got 15 minutes. Goodness, yeah, I got a lot that I can get in. So, I'm going to go ahead. So, okay. How did you handle the dining situation?
So I actually sat by myself. I had to go to see the maitre d' as soon as I got on the ship because they did have me with other guests. So I went there and they had no problem allowing me to sit by myself. Of course, the tables are still so close, so I still had people trying to talk, but I was able to sit by myself. That wasn't a problem at all.
Okay, all right. So Maggie says she has a solo cruise. Yes, she has a solo cruise coming up on the 11th of October out of Long Beach. Any tips?
I would say kind of like how I did. I didn't really plan. I just kind of went with the flow of whatever was going on. I would say do that, especially if this cruise is, a form of relaxation for you. To do that, definitely get involved with activities and things that they have on board. I was able to chat and meet some people that way. I wasn't the first to ask questions or, start a conversation, but like just going to like the music trivia and things like that. Even sitting by myself, I had people coming to join me. So just be open to that. I know some people don't want people talking to them. And I found that, pretty much everywhere I went, people were talking to me and they were approaching me. So just, I guess, going with an open mind and, just kind of go with the flow.
Okay. Now, Alicia, what kind of cabin did you choose for your first solo?
Yes, I had a balcony. I tend to cruise with whichever has the best deal at the time. But this one was a balcony, and I just enjoy being able to have my coffee out on the balcony and relax that way. And I wanted that because if I started, I wasn't sure whether I was going to be nervous being out and about on my own or, feel kind of awkward being by myself. And I wanted to have that as like a safe haven. If I wanted to go back to the cabin, I didn't have to sit inside the cabin. I could go outside and relax.
Okay. So the question. So the next question I want to ask is from a travel agent perspective. Okay, have you had an opportunity to book other solo cruisers or get questions from solo cruisers?
Yeah, I booked a few. We're a family travel agency, so we get a lot of families booking with us. But I have had a couple solo cruisers, and of course, they don't like the double occupancy rate. A lot of the cruise lines require that. So I recommend like cruising with like NCL is really great about having solo cabins. Right now, Virgin Voyages has a really good deal where you can not have that you have the single supplement fee, so you don't have to worry about paying double. So some cruise lines will offer different specials, from time to time where it benefits solo cruisers. I would say something that I recommended to one of my clients who loves Carnival I told her, because she likes to cruise solo, I said, hey, just start going into the casino when you cruise, spend, $50 to $100. Now, this isn't guaranteed. It doesn't always work, but I'm like, go into the casino and, just spend a few dollars and see if you start getting offers. She started getting casino offers. So now she's cruising, and it's not, so she might get a cabin for, $100, $200 per person with the casino rate. And so she can pay that double occupancy without it feeling like double occupancy. So there are some cruise lines that accommodate solo cruisers, but some of the major ones like Royal has certain ships that have solo cabins. Carnival does not. So.
And it seems like ships with solo cabins, one, they're few and far between. It seems like to me, especially ones that sell out of here. At least that's what I think from my perspective, but I don't look at everything. And then lately, I don't know, because even a couple of days ago, because I do want to do like NCL and, try one of their solo cabins. But I'm looking at the price, and it's like the solo cabin is either like maybe $50 or $100 less than a regular cabin these days. Now, I'm hearing that's because now solo cruising is quite popular. So it's like the rooms, the solo rooms are almost just the same price as the insider cabin. So is that what you're finding as a travel agent? So okay.
Yeah, there's more and more, and that's why a lot of the cruise lines are starting to offer some discounts for, like whether it's some cruise lines, like I'm thinking right now, Virgin Voyages, they're offering like 80% off the second guest. That would be an ideal time to book a solo cruise because you're paying 20% of that cruise fare for the second guest. So a lot of cruise lines are realizing that there's more and more solo cruisers, so they're offering some better deals.
Okay. Is that the reason why a solo cruiser, especially the first time solo cruiser, might want to book with a travel agent? I mean, would you be able to help them, provide them that type of information, or what are the advantages?
Yeah, so I get that question a lot on, what is the perk to booking with a travel agent? First off, I have to say it's not just about booking with a travel agent, it's about booking with an experienced travel agent. Because there's some travel agents out there that never travel, never cruise. So I always say, I can say I've been on this many cruises and here are my vlogs that you can look at because, I'm cruising and I'm showing you that I cruise. But just being able to share personal experiences, giving tips and tidbits on what to do, what not to do while cruising. I think a lot of clients find to be useful. What people don't understand is that we have the exact same pricing as the cruise lines. But sometimes certain travel agencies will offer booking perks. Like I'll offer like maybe additional onboard credit or maybe some specialty dining. And so that's a perk there. And then just keep in mind that you're going to pay the same price whether you book with the travel agent or book with a small business or a travel agency. And it doesn't cost most travel agents. Like I don't charge anything for my services. The cruise lines give me commission, but I provide, I share my videos, I share tips. And then, like I said, just my expertise as a cruiser myself.
Okay. You have a lot of expertise as a cruiser. And I mean, like I said, I just enjoy, your vlogs, your family vlogs. And I love the way you show like the different ports, what you can do, what things cost. So there's a wealth of knowledge or information, on your cruise channel. So I want to go back because I saw a question on the screen from Jessica. She asked, when's your next cruise? I think that was her question.
Okay, so my next cruise will be on NCL Prima. That's coming up here shortly. And I'm excited for that one. That was actually something that I was invited to by the cruise line as a travel agent. So I will be on board NCL Prima for its inaugural sailing out of Galveston. So I'll be there. I'm excited for that. Kelly Clarkson's going to be on board. It's going to be a great time. So I'm really excited for that. That may actually be, well, right now, I think my brother's probably going to go with me because I just couldn't take the kids out of school and all that. But I think my brother's going to go with me. I actually have a surgery coming up. So I'm going to be in a sling for a while and have some time off. So I was like, well, you know what? If I'm going to sit home and relax and, chill here at home, I can do that on a cruise ship. So I'll be on NCL Prima. And then followed by that, I'll be getting on with the family, the inaugural sailing for Carnival Celebration. And I'm really excited about that because there's going to be so many cruise vloggers, so many people I get to meet. So I'm really excited. And it'll be our first family inaugural sailing. So I'm really excited for that.
Okay. And then I will also say, since I'm here in Florida, I mean, if you ever, come across, these travel agent opportunities and you just need somebody to go with you, I mean, I will sacrifice.
Absolutely.
I will go ahead and go. I mean, if you really want me to go,
right. I will keep you in mind.
Okay. All right. So my cruising family, the regular balcony was a better deal than the solo cabin when she did NCL solo. See, that's what I've been doing lately, and it's like, okay. And then I even tried to go in and like add up, all of the perks that they have, the free Wi-Fi and all of that, and I was like, So just kind of interesting. But I also heard if you book further out,
that's true.
Solo cabins, maybe so that may be the key, booking further out. So, okay. So Keisha, I just booked 2023 cruises with $100 run rate plus 100 OBC first and second guest. Blessed with those offers for sure. Yes, that sounds like a great deal. So, yeah. So better have them. Yeah, I booked Virgin because of the lower solo supplement and the no kids. Okay. Yeah. So there are some good deals out there, and I'm convinced you just have to keep looking for them or get with the travel agent, right?
Right. And something else as a travel agent is I monitor the prices. I drop, I find price drops all the time. And, also being able to share like excursion tips and, recommendations and things like that. So.
Okay. And Lisa has a question. Travel agent advice for hurricane season. I'm headed out on Independence on the Seas in a week, weather permitting.
All right. Well, enjoy your cruise. I actually have a vlog on Independence of the Seas. But from a travel agency perspective, definitely have insurance if you're cruising. I know a lot of guests decide not to use travel insurance. I highly recommend it, especially during hurricane season, because a lot of the times the cruise lines will still cruise if there's a hurricane. They might change your itinerary, which they're allowed to do. It's in the fine print. They can change your itinerary, not give you any refund or any compensation. But if you start feeling like uncomfortable about going and you cancel, then you're in a penalty stage and they're going to charge you because you cancel because of the hurricane if the cruise still continues. However, if you have travel insurance, most travel insurance will cover you if you cancel last minute because of a hurricane or what have you. So my top tip would be to have some form of travel insurance.
Yeah. And that's what I do all the time. Every cruise I take out travel insurance, even the short 3 days one. It's like, because you never know what can happen at any time,
Right.
Happen, people hadn't planned for them to happen. So.
Yeah.
All right, Mary Ellen Dillon, I will be on the transatlantic and the first U.S. sailing of the celebration on board. Now that's nice.
Nice.
Seats on board. And I will finally get a chance to meet Mary Ellen Dillon. We will. So, so let's see. Elisa, I always get insurance. Yeah, same here. You never know what can happen. So I have a question about. Okay, so I know, like, as bloggers, when you're on a cruise, that's one, especially vlogging solo. That's one thing that will, that kind of takes your mind off of, not having people around you. So do you think that you would have had a different experience, a solo experience, if you weren't a vlogger?
I do, because I felt like some of the conversation, people talking to me, was because either they recognized me or they saw me with my camera and then they had questions. So a lot of the conversation, I think, was centered around that. And then we would just kind of start talking about other things. So I probably wouldn't have had as much like people engagement if I wasn't vlogging. So I could see it being probably feeling more lonely, not vlogging, because I wouldn't, like, I'm just not going to walk up and spark a conversation, but people were curious about what I was doing, or, oh, I saw your channel, and, things like that. So, but I honestly don't see myself not vlogging whenever I cruise or travel now, because I really do enjoy it. And I feel like I have a good balance of vlogging. Vlog everything, so you don't see everything, but I try to give as much information as I can. So I really do enjoy doing it, and I love the editing process and all of that. So yeah.
Okay, so question about packing. Now, as a solo cruiser, did you pack the same, more, or less than when you pack with your family?
Probably packed a little bit less. As far as clothing, it was probably about the same, but I feel like I pack a lot more for the family, like making sure we have medicine and Band-Aids and, first aid kits, that kind of stuff. So I probably packed a little less overall. But as far as like clothing and things, like I don't change a whole lot when I'm cruising. My first couple cruises, I felt like I overpacked and realized I wasn't wearing any of the clothes. So my husband thinks I still pack too much, but I feel like I pack a lot less, because I'm typically pretty casual. Like you'll see me in shorts and a t-shirt, or I'll have my swimsuit on for the whole day. But I feel like it was a lot less than cruising with family.
Okay. So I know we're kind of close to the hour, so and I don't want to keep you, but I do have a couple of questions. So now you started off as a cooking channel. So when you cruise, are you critiquing the food?
Yeah, I think so. But I think because I cruise so much now, like I already have the mindset of, the cooking's not my own. So I go in with an open mind that, okay, this isn't going to taste like mine at home, but let me give it a try. And I feel like I don't usually have to say how it tastes. Usually people can read my face, because I can't hide that. But I don't cruise for the food. I know there's some people that they cruise because they want to eat, and that's just not, I like to cruise to see different places, try new things, and just being out on the ocean. But yeah, I do think whenever I'm eating, I am kind of critiquing, and, but I don't expect it to be like home cooked meals. And so I'm pretty lax, and, I'm not too picky when I cruise as far as what I eat. I don't do the buffet too much. But other than that, I'm not too picky.
Okay, so the best food that you've experienced on a cruise ship. So what was the ship and the restaurant?
The best food? What was the best food we've had? I'm asking my husband. I feel like everything just starts blending together. I have to really think hard. Like, what was? It used to be Carnival Steakhouse, but. Oh yeah, breakfast is Blue Iguana. I love Blue Iguana on Carnival. Oh yeah, Carnival Mardi Gras. I loved. I call it Big Shack, so Big Chicken. I love that. But I would say the best restaurant that I've been to was probably when we were on board Freedom of the Seas, Royal Caribbean. They have an Italian restaurant, and I'm not a huge Italian eater, but the food was just really good. And we did it for lunch, and it was like dinner portions, but it was really, really good. So I'd probably go with that for now, but usually it had been the steakhouse up until recently.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So now for you, do you have, because I know you go live sometimes, or do you have a schedule or what?
I try to release at least one vlog every week. And I do think we'll probably start doing at least monthly a live stream with the family. I might do one with the family and then one just separate, just like a cruising Q&A type of thing. I honestly get nervous with the live streams. I'm still getting used to it. So I do think that's something we'll explore. But yeah, we just try to release a vlog. Well, at least once a week we release a vlog.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So last questions. That's all I have.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What kind of, do you have any advice for anyone who's looking to jump into solo cruising for the first time?
I'm just gonna say, just do it, just try it. I wish I would have tried it sooner. I would say just do it, and again, go with the flow. Don't over plan, don't overpack. Just kind of see what the day brings. That's probably my biggest piece of advice. Do something that you haven't done before. Like I did the drink package. That was an experience. Something that you wouldn't typically do on a cruise with others.
Okay. Sounds good. Now, lastly, now, do you have anything? We've been running, all of your information, your Facebook page, your travel agency Facebook page, your IG. Now, do you have anything, any upcoming events, cruise or cruise deals that you want to share with us?
Well, you can definitely send an email if you're looking for cruise deals. I always look to try to find the best deals. Actually, I think when you asked me which was my favorite ship, I mentioned Mardi Gras, but actually, I think my favorite ship is Carnival Sunrise. I think I answered that too quickly. I love Mardi Gras, but it's something about the smaller ships that I like.
But RacQuelle, thank you so much. It was an honor to have you.
No, thank you.
So thank you so much. And with that, I think we're gonna call it a show. And goodbye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you.